How long have you been wanting to learn Roblox scripting? For some of you, I imagine a long time. What can sometimes be daunting is long tutorials, which are either overcomplex or dragged out for no apparent reason. That is why I have invented this series, where we get straight to the point, and not only do we lay out the essentials, but we lay out how to do those essentials the correct way, the modern way, the way that other Roblox tutorials may not do. Now, if you already know how to use Roblox Studio, you can skip to episode number 1, which gets into the meat and potatoes of Roblox scripting. But consider sticking around, as we'll be explaining some things that are usually glossed over, such as what are things like server script service, why they exist, and what confusing services such as starter player do. If you haven't already downloaded Roblox Studio, go to create.roblox.com and click Start Creating. This will download a .exe file, which will install Roblox Studio. If it doesn't open automatically, you can navigate to the Windows search bar. You can now type Roblox Studio and open it. If you're not already logged in, you will have to log into Roblox Studio from here. My UI will look slightly different to yours, due to the new update, however the process is mostly the same. Either click New File in the top left, or navigate to the New tab and click Baseplate. I'm going to open a place I've set up already to do this. You probably had no problem doing that. But now that you're here, things can get confusing really quickly. If you haven't already, navigate to the View in the top and enable both the Explorer and the Properties menu. In the Explorer tab, you'll see things like Workspace, Players, Lighting, etc. You will not see Core GUI because this has to be enabled in Settings, and it's not relevant for the moment. These are called services, specifically, container services, and you'll find out why soon. Services are an object that provides functionality to a specific part of Roblox. Server script service executes code, Workspace renders 3D models, and Lighting renders all in-game lighting, just for some examples. You'll learn about more services and what they do, as we go along. There is a subgenre of container services which are called starter services. What makes these unique is that when you start a game of Roblox, when you join a server for example, the server will copy the items from within the starter services into another location which is actually on your computer, called the client in scripting terms, whereas the other services don't copy their assets to other locations. Let's talk more about server script service and code for a second. If you hover over it, click the plus icon, type script, and insert a script, you will now have code which executes when you press play up here. But what is a script, and what is the difference between a script and a local script? A script represents server code, and a local script is local code. It's called the client-server model, which you can think of like this. Say 0 people are playing your game, this means you have no servers active. This would be basically what we see now in the Explorer. The closest Roblox server, which for me, is London, is just holding on to the data which describes our game. Then, one player joins your game, so now you have one active server, with one user. First, the server is created, and it takes a copy of everything here. Changes on other servers won't affect what this server has. Server code is executed on this server, think of it like a computer, directly inside of the server room. Once the server is created, the client will then join. Your computer will send a signal from itself, to the server room, and the server will do some stuff, such as copying the contents of the starter services, into some other locations, which you can see here. Player scripts is where the code on your computer executes. All the code in here is just for you, it happens directly out of your computer. Let's see what that looks like. We'll add a script in server script service, and one in starter player scripts. A script and local script. Roblox automatically adds a line of code which prints text to this box in the bottom here, and tells us where it comes from, so if we press play, we'll see, hello world from the server, and hello world from the client. If we go to players, my player, and player scripts, we'll see the client script. If we switch to the server, as if we were on the imaginary computer in the server room, and go to server script services, we'll see the server script. We can't see it from the client, because nothing inside of this service can be viewed from any client. This is for security against hackers. Now that we have a basic understanding about how code runs, we can write a little bit of code, and we'll run into less problems than you would if you had no idea what is going on behind the scenes. Stay tuned for Roblox Scripting, Taught Fast, Episode 1, which covers all the basics of code. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to be alerted when it comes out, and like if you want to push my content out to the algorithm, so I can make more and more modern scripting content.